What's up everyone, it's just Blaze89. Today's video we're going to be talking about the biggest problems with Call of Duty World War 2, and there is quite a lot of them. Before I get into the video, I just want to say I do still enjoy the game. I play it pretty much every day, but I'm a huge fan of Call of Duty series as a whole, and it's annoying to see the way that the games have gone over the last few that have been released. So I just feel like I had to vent and get some of this off my chest. Sorry about that. That was ironic that came just as I said, get something off my chest. But anyway, the first problem that we're going to get to is going to be one of the biggest ones, which is maps. Now, for a start, the map design isn't the best. It's not the worst, because there isn't really any maps that I hate on here. But like I've said in my other video, there's not really a lot of map. There's not really a map I love either. I quite like this map. This is a good map. This is probably the only map that I'd take out of this game and put into another sort of thing. Like it's the only map that's properly good. The rest are just average. They're bearable. There's too many lanes on most of them, making it all a bit random. And also there's no PowerPoints on any of the maps. If you're wondering what a PowerPoint is, it's basically a place on the map that you can go, and if you can lock it down, then you can rack up quite a lot of kills from that point. Some people obviously don't want that because it encourages camping, but to be honest with you, which is going to bring me on to the next point, this game's very geared up for camping. It kind of encourages you to camp, it rewards you for doing it. Before we get into that rant, let's finish about the maps. With the DLC pack that's coming out, you're going to get only 3 maps. I mean, I'm umming and ahhing over whether to buy it. I probably will end up buying it just because I'm desperate for a bit more variety, because with 9 maps, after a couple of hours the game starts to feel stale, because you're playing the same maps over and over again, because there's only 9 in rotation. 10 if you count Winter Quarantine, which by the way is just a reskin of Chinatown from Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare Remastered's map pack. But anyway, yeah, so 9 maps is a bit of a joke. The fact that we'll have 12 maps if you buy the DLC pack, and that's still less maps than is with the average Call of Duty game at launch, it's ridiculous. They basically put out an unfinished game, and I think part of the reason for that is because, I don't know whether you know, you probably do, it's fairly common knowledge, but for the first 18 months of the development cycle they were actually making Advanced Warfare 2, and then the trailer come out for Infinite Warfare. That got a hell of a lot of hate, as we know, because people don't want to be playing Call of Duty in space, and people were getting fed up with boost jumping anyway on the whole. I for one definitely was. I didn't touch Infinite Warfare. So they didn't really want to make Call of Duty World War 2. They wanted to make Advanced Warfare 2, but halfway through the cycle they got told no, this is going to fail terribly, so they got told by Activision to make World War 2. Now that's led to the problem that we've got with the unfinished game, whereby you've got, as I say, 12 maps with a DLC pack, otherwise 9. I'm not including Winter Quarantine in it. If you do include it, it's still only 10. So the 10 and 13, so that's a joke in and of itself. Headquarters was broken for the first like 3 months. You could technically say that it was broken up until now, when they've started adding the flak event, because the flak event that they've just added to the headquarters was supposed to be there from launch, and that's why there's flak turrets, flak guns all around the headquarters, because it was meant to get attacked every like half hour by German planes, and then you're meant to kill them and then get rewarded by jumping on the flak guns and killing them. Care package drop down, you collect them, you get rewarded. That's took until now, 4 months later, to come on. The headquarters you can't go into in between games like you could originally, because they couldn't find a way to make that work. For the first 2 months headquarters was complete ghost town. There was no one in it because they couldn't make that work. Another big thing that really annoys me is skill-based matchmaking. Now Michael Condrey, the bloke who does all the social media interactions for Sledgehammer Games, reckons that there isn't skill-based matchmaking, but I can tell you for a fact that there is, because my wife has got a slightly lower kill-death ratio than me, and she gets by far easier lobbies than what I do. And if I join her party, as she's party host invites me and I join her lobbies, I have a way easier time than I do in my own lobbies, because they're putting me up against people of my own skill, which you could say, well, oh, that's a good thing because everyone gets a balanced, even game. But you know, I don't mind that, because I try hard, as you know. There's times when I'm going full try hard mode, but sometimes you just want to come on and play casual, and it's nice to just have the random team games. You know, back in the day sometimes you'd have a game that'd be like team deathmatch and the final score would be like 75-10. It ain't no fun being on the team that gets the 10, and sometimes you are, but it's fun being on the other team, and it's just a bit more random. It's just, yeah, they're so obsessed with balance nowadays, which I get it, because the community's constantly moaning at them all the time about, oh, nerf this, nerf. Everything has to be nerfed nowadays. Well, when Call of Duty was awesome, they weren't nerfing anything, they just buffed everything. Don't nerf everything, make everything overpowered. If the BAR's overpowered, then instead of nerfing it, why don't you just buff all the other guns so that they're as good as it is? That way you haven't got stuck with a load of rubbish guns. I mean, none of them are terrible, but you could make them all a lot better rather than keep nerfing everything. You're just going to end up with a bunch of average guns. Whereas, like Modern Warfare 2, there weren't a bad gun on the game. You could use any gun that you wanted. They were all awesome. They were all perfectly viable. That's how they did weapon balance. Rather than nerfing everything, they just buffed everything, so everything was awesome. Which gets me on to my next point of kill streaks. Now, I understand with the kill streaks on this game, obviously they can't go crazy and have, like, Predator, although they've got a kind of Predator with a glide bomb, but they can't put a boost on it, which is really, really annoying. It does my head in how slow that comes in. But realistically, they couldn't put a boost on it because they're trying to keep it to World War 2. So obviously there's only so many kill streaks they can have with the technology they got, but the price of the kill streaks is just retarded. I mean, for example, the firebombing run. The firebombing run is basically just a napalm strike from Black Ops, and yet it costs, I'm sure it's a 10 kill streak on here, yet you could get a napalm strike on Black Ops for 5 kill streak. That was worthwhile, that was worth getting. On this, you need 5 kills just to get a recon plane, which is easy as hell for anyone with a LMG to shoot down. Even if it's not, it's a recon, for God's sake. 5 kill streak is ridiculous for a recon plane. They need to take all the kill streaks and make them like 2-3 kills at least. I don't even know, there's a lot of reconstructing they need to do there. I mean, 2-3 kills, some of them need to be less than that, cheaper. More than that, cheaper, because it's just ridiculous. I mean, the chopper gunner on here is something like, what is it, something like 18 kill streak or something like that. You got a chopper gunner on Black Ops for 8 kills or 10 kills, one or the other, either way. Dogs, why are dogs not in this game? Explain that to me, because dogs are one of the best kill streaks in Call. Dogs and chopper gunner are the 2 best kill streaks in my opinion that in any Call of Duty game. They've got the chopper gunner in here, why haven't they got the dogs? You could have they were even said they were going to have the dogs when they were in development. But there's no dogs on the game. That's baffling. But there's another example. If they do put dogs in this game, how much you want to bet that would be about 19 kill streak too? That was a 10 kill streak on Black Ops. They're so concerned because what happened was, the problem that happened with Call of Duty on the whole, the last pretty much from Ghosts onwards, is there was that many people complaining that they were dying too much to things, that it ended up that they just nerfed everything and tried to make everything super balanced so everyone could stop crying about things that were killing them. Chopper gunner got rid of because of the fact that when it was getting called up, you always hear it in games, people saying it, and people were saying it online all the time. Oh no, the chopper gunner's way too overpowered, it's way too OP, we die all the time to it. It wasn't hard to kill. It was awesome to get because you could get 8-10 kill streak, but that's only because people were idiots. All you had to do to kill a chopper gunner, when me and my wife used to play together on it, we both had a launcher as our secondary. When the chopper come out, you just aim at it and shoot. You might die once, maybe twice, but it takes 2 rockets aimed at it to kill it. That's it. You've got auto lock on rockets, so what's the issue? It's not hard to take down. Just counter it. Everything can still be overpowered. It doesn't mean that it's not balanced as long as there's a counter to everything. If a gun's overpowered, just have another gun that you can counter it with that's equally overpowered. Don't nerf the gun that's good to make it crap just so that all the other guns feel like they're viable. Make all the other guns better instead. There's a mini rant there, getting carried away on that one. Which brings me on to another point with it, the sprint out time. As I was saying earlier when I was saying about how the game actively encourages you to camp, it does because there's several reasons. First of all is the sprint out time, and if you're wondering what sprint out time is how long it takes to go from sprinting to aiming down the sights of your gun. And on this game it's the slowest that it's been in any Call of Duty. Now I'm pretty sure, I haven't checked because it was such a broken attachment I didn't bother even using it in the end, but I'm pretty sure they still haven't fixed quick draw, which is, if they've fixed it then it's not anymore, but as far as I'm aware, they haven't fixed it. Sorry, I was just lighting up. As far as I'm aware, they haven't fixed it. And let me tell you why it's broken. The whole point of quick draw is it's basically meant to mean that you can get aim down the sights quicker. But the only way that that works, the only time quick draw actually is active on this game, is if you stood still. So if I'm running and I aim down the sights, I don't aim down the sights any quicker using quick draw than I do not using it. So why would I bother putting it as an attachment? The whole point of me having quick draw would be that when I'm running around the map, I can aim down the sights of my gun quicker and get the kill. Not so I can aim down the sights quicker when I'm stood still somewhere looking out of a window. I'm already aiming down my sights if I'm doing that. So basically it encourages you not to move, because if you're running and the other person you bump into isn't, and you both hit the trigger at the same time, you're both aiming at each other at the same place, he'll kill you first, because you're not going to get your gun aimed down the sights as quick as him, because you're running. The sprint out time's ridiculous. They need to get rid of that. If you don't get rid of the sprint out time, just fix quick draw so it can make you aim down the sights quicker when you're moving. That would be useful. You've already kind of got Stalker with the infantry division, which let's get into that round whilst we're at it. Divisions. Get rid of divisions, for God's sake. I know some people like them, and they have got some good perks, because you could argue that you're getting more perks than you would otherwise. But just go back to what it was when it was the pick 10 system, where you could have any of them perks that come with the division. You could have, you pick which ones you want. You had 10 things. You could spend them 10 things on attachments, guns, perks, equipment, whatever you chose, but you could make the class how you wanted. There ain't as much variety. It feels like they're trying to box you in to use certain guns with certain divisions, and I want to be able to take certain things that I get from them divisions and put them together to make classes. There's not enough variety there. You're kind of boxed in. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of divisions. I mean, it's not game breaking, but I really wish they'd go back to the pick 10 system. I think that's about everything that I'm annoyed with in this game. Oh no, tell a lie. Rant continues. Domination 50. Now I know supposedly they were supposed to be bringing it out to domination with 100 points for a kill with this resistant event, but so far, shock horror, we're waiting on them to do something that they said they were going to do, and we're now, like, what is it, 2 weeks into the event now? It's the second week anyway, either way, I'm sure of that. And here we are, still stuck here waiting for them to fix domination 50, and I'll point out, they haven't said they're permanently going to change it. They said they're going to trial it, because apparently people are preferring domination 50. Where they get that information, I haven't got a clue. It's probably from the retarded thing that pops up when you're playing the game now and then, saying, did you have fun in your last match? Well, did I have a good game? Yes, I did, so I guess I had fun. Did I have a bad game? No, I didn't have I had a bad game, so no, I didn't have fun. It's a stupid thing, because when they ask you, did you have fun in the last game, doesn't say, why did you have fun? Or, why didn't you have fun? That would be constructive. Just saying, did you have fun, is a retarded way of finding out what's wrong with the game, because people are going to say they had fun if they had a good game. Then they're going to say they didn't have fun if they had a bad game. That's the only place I can assume they're getting the information that people prefer domination 50 from, because everywhere I've seen people hate it. I mean, you think if you was playing domination 50, it's going to take a hell of a lot of kills to get any decent kill streaks. It makes you not want to play that game mode, because like I say, it's basically impossible to get kill streaks on domination 50, even if you're playing the objective. I get what they were trying to do, encourage people to play the objective for more points. But even then, if you're playing the objective all the time, you're not going to go and get a 10-15 kill streak if you're constantly killing people on their flag or your flag. It's not going to happen. It's just not. So get rid of that domination 50 and put that back up to 100. And the final thing I want to moan about here is supply drops. Right now, don't get me wrong, I'm pleased that they're doing the guns through challenges rather than supply drops. Obviously you can still get them through supply drops, but is it just me, or are supply drops full of duplicates? I mean, I've got a video somewhere, I should have found it out, but I couldn't find it when I had a quick browse through, but somewhere I've got a video where I'm opening rare supply drops, and like three drops in a row, all three things were duplicates in a rare supply drop. If I were paying for that supply drop, it would have cost me like £2 or something a supply drop, so I'd have spent like £6 for 9 duplicates, which would have been completely pointless. The only bonus is that the variants they've done are literally just cosmetic. They don't play any better than the others, although once again, just when I thought I was finished ranting, here's another one of the classic things that Sledgehammer have got up to with variants, is when they've been nerfing guns, which again, I'm not even going to get into that again. Just stop nerfing, buff it instead. But anyway, when they've been nerfing guns, they haven't been nerfing the variant. So they nerfed a gun to fix something that they thought was wrong with it, but if you use the variant, it still played exactly the same as it did before the nerf came in. So basically, Sledgehammer are coming across as fairly clueless. I'm still enjoying the game, like I say, but that's probably just because I love Call of Duty in general. But like I say, there's a lot of things that are really annoying me at the minute with it. And yeah, that's the end of this rant. Thanks for letting me vent. If you made it this far through, well done you, pat on the back. Because this has gone on for quite a while, and I probably could have gone on longer, to be fair, but I better shut it down because I'll be shocked if any of you get this far through. If you do, leave a like, tell me you left a like, and I will personally message you with, I don't know, I'll mail you a cookie. How's that? I'll mail you a super big tasty cookie, or a gold bar, who knows. Just leave a like and find out. I'm only joking. That's me in retard mode. See you in the next one. Peace.